covered a lot of different Star Wars props, lightsabers, costume bits for the Anakin costume, and soon to coming up, the Luke costume from Return of the Jedi, which I can't wait to share with you. However, there's a lot of things, I've mentioned this numerous times before about how small details make a costume. They can make it look more authentic. They can make it look really that much closer to actually being from the film. One prop that I've always loved to have, that I have always kept away, even though this costume doesn't actually use them all, is the Jedi pouches. There is several Jedi pouches used. They're a little different from episode 1 through episode 2, and then of course episode 3 used very similar ones to episode 2. But I really quite like them. There's about 4 distinct kinds, not including the leather pouches that Anakin and Obi-Wan used, which were similar in design, but then very different other than that. But there's very distinct resin-shaped ones. Some of them operated by opening and others were just solid, again, as a way to make them look leather, but also to make lots of them for the background Jedi, especially in Attack of the Clones. So first up, in episode 1, they did have very specifically a small pouch, a tall pouch, and a wide pouch. That style didn't change for episode 2 and 3. They just kind of changed how the design overall was, and they look kind of like this. I'll just do a little close up here. A little different than my other videos, but you can see it's got a ribbed texture to it, and then just very much. Now these ones were made by a good friend of mine, Diego, fantastic Obi-Wan costumer. I'm not sure if he still does these, but if he does, well worth it to get. But then just held on by a little spring clip, but very cool. And then in contrast, the large one, it's just like that. I'm gonna put up a big picture right here of the actual screen used ones right here, so you can kind of see when I pull it away how close these are. And there you go, you can see, very, very close. I really, really like them. Again, spring clip on the back, a little bit wider. But yeah, like very, very authentic, very, very cool. You can tell that this one here is pretty much just a larger version of this one. But I like it, and when you put them side by side, it just gives a little bit of difference to show kind of a different texture of being a Jedi. The wider one, this one, of course, is the Anakin one. A little different from the episode 2 one, so this was, again, new. And these ones actually did function. This one does not. I wanted a solid one anyway. Spring up on the back. But yeah, you can see how good this one looks. Very, very happy with this one. It's one of the most authentic ones. I lost a little bit of paint there, so I do have to kind of touch them up a little bit sometimes. This one is my favorite. This one's fully functional. I have tacked it down because I didn't like it opening. But you can see it, again, an exact replica off of the Revenge of the Sith version, including the hinges and the screws for the hinges as well. And this one's just a little different. There's a little departure. Like, it's still got the whole leather look to it, but then it has this like clasp opening, and let's see if I can just pop it open here. I don't know if I can. There we go. You can see it opens up. Like I said, I just kind of tapped it down because I didn't want to open it. There you go. So again, size-wise, just so you can see the scale here, about the same size, a little bit smaller. And again, replicated completely off of the episode 3 costume. Now the Obi-Wan leather one, which I'll just show here, introduced in episode 3, is pretty cool. Very simple snap, very similar to the Anakin one, which I showed in a previous video. But the cool thing about these pouches is how they've evolved, how they've changed. A lot of people like making actual leather ones. There was a fantastic leather maker back when I first started costuming named Rain One, who made these ones pretty much out of leather. They look really good. Look more like the episode 1 ones, but they look great. So if you have any questions about pouches, do you use pouches on your Jedi costume? Let me know in the comments below. What do you think of these? Do you like resin? Do you prefer leather? Do you prefer function? Do you prefer look? Do you prefer screen accurate, or do you prefer close to screen looking-ish? Let me know. I prefer screen accurate. That's always my intention for myself. But there's some great opportunities out there for you to make your own and or get some functional ones if you want to keep things in it. I love the leather ones, especially on the Anakin, because they fit phones and they fit money and cards and everything that you need to fit, because they don't really, some costumes have a very sincere lack of pockets. So anyway, if you have any questions, again, just ask me down below. If you want to check out my other videos, be sure to check at the end of this to see a couple quick links, but also click here to subscribe. I will have more Star Wars up. I just had a couple this month, and I will have more Doctor Who and Ghostbusters, you name it. There's a lot coming up in this channel, including some great Arrow stuff. So be sure to click over here to subscribe if you haven't done so already. And be sure to click in the description for a link to my vlog channel, which hopefully by now I've started, and you can keep an eye on that there as well. Thank you so much for liking, and thank you so much for subscribing. But as always, thanks for watching.